Hey everybody, this is Russ from Retro Game Core. So I'm in the process of building a new studio for all of my YouTube content. And it's not going to be available for quite some time now. I'm going to take my time putting everything together. But in addition to all the things that I'm working on in terms of like furniture and like an arcade cabinet, things like that, another important piece to me is the artwork. If I'm going to build out my own space in order to make these videos, I want to make it really kind of cool to look at too. And a while back, I saw this video from Retro Dodo where he showed off this disassembled PSP. I think he also had maybe an iPhone in it. I'll leave a link to his video in the description below. But that video started me on a bit of a shopping spree. I looked around at some of the other disassembled products that they have available from this store, which is called Grid. And so I reached out to him. I said, hey, would you be open to maybe sending me something that I could put on my wall, and maybe I'll do a review video and maybe show off a coupon for everybody else, you know, those kind of things that typical YouTubers will do. And sure enough, it worked. I tricked these guys into sending me something for free. And so I thought it would be kind of cool just to show it off here in this video today, in case you might be interested in it as well. Now, to be honest, the PSP probably would have been my first choice, but I can't like full-on copy Retro Dodo. I like his videos, but I gotta have my own stuff too. And so the other one that really caught my eye was the Game Boy Color. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I never had a Game Boy growing up. A couple of my friends and neighbors did, and I always coveted that. And even though I never had the original Game Boy, I did pick up a Game Boy Color sometime later on in life. I can't really remember. I think I was 22 at the time. And honestly, that's the only time I ever played through a Pokemon game. I don't remember which one it was, but I do remember enjoying it. And as you might have guessed, that's the one I picked. I picked the Game Boy Color. Now, I really like this one. I like the purple and how it kind of pops out from the white background here. And so in this video today, let's just take a minute and kind of look through it and do a couple macro shots, some B-roll footage or whatever, and just show this kind of thing off. And you know, if you're interested, I'll have the buying links below and the coupon and all that other stuff. Anyway, let's get into the actual video here. So without any further delay, let's jump into it. Okay, so this is their website here, and like I mentioned in the intro, they seem to have more than just gaming consoles. You can see that primarily they actually have a lot of iPhone devices. But they have other things like Apple Watches or BlackBerry phones, and of course the PSP that I saw on the Retro Dodo channel. And here is the listing for the Game Boy Color. And in general, it seems like the prices range from about $150 to $200 for each of their pieces. And according to the website, these are all original parts, other than for the iPhones they don't use a real battery, just because they don't want it exploding on you later on in life. And so in addition to the Game Boy Color and the PSP, as well as the original Game Boy, they do have the Game Boy Advance and the Nintendo DS. Now, depending on supply, I guess these things sell out from time to time, so what you can do is just click on a listing and then add your email and they'll notify you when it's back in stock. For example, the Game Boy Color went out of stock just as soon as they sent it to me, and so I waited a couple weeks and then bam, it was back in stock, and so now I'm making the video. The package will come delivered in a cardboard box with these little plastic things on the corner to make sure they don't get damaged. And inside, it's very minimally packaged. It is a nice touch that they have this old school grid wax seal. So let's see what we got inside. My understanding is that most of them have a 13 by 13 inch frame, which means that if you have multiples of them, you could all put them alongside and they look very nice together. The front display is covered by plexiglass, it's not actual glass here, and removing this plastic film is a little bit of a pain in the butt. Honestly, I would recommend taking the frame apart before you do this part. I'll show you how to do that here in a second. But yeah, overall, it looks really nice. I really appreciate the fact that the Game Boy Color itself is a little bit beat up on the front. I like the idea that these are repurposed parts and not just turning into e-waste. So let's check it out inside. It's pretty easy to take apart the back cover, and as you can see, the device is actually attached directly to that. One of the things I noticed is there was a bit of black specks around the edges of the frame. And this is probably little pieces of wood that came apart in the shipping process. So I do recommend taking the frame apart at least once and going over it with a microfiber cloth, just to make sure that you get everything out of there. But yeah, here's the close-ups here. I really like the fact that the speaker, as well as the main board, look very aged. To me, it makes me feel like this art piece belongs in a museum or something. Now granted, it's not very old. I mean, this device came out in 1998. But all the same, it's kind of cool to leave a legacy on a piece of board like this. And obviously all the labeling does give it that museum quality feel. One thing to note, if any of these parts come off the board while shipping, it does ship with a little bit of glue so you can put them back together yourself. Now, one could argue that you could buy a Game Boy Color used and put this together yourself and make your own little art decor, and absolutely, I think that's definitely something you could do if you're up for it. But honestly, I like the idea that someone else did that work for me and also put it together in a curated frame that looks really nice. And like I mentioned before, it's kind of a pain to take that plexiglass film off, but if you've already taken apart the frame like this, it's actually very easy to get those edges off, so I would recommend taking it off then. Putting things back together is super simple. There's just the frame, and then an inner frame, and then the plexiglass. I would also use a microfiber cloth here to make sure you don't have any specks in this part too. After that, you put it back together and you're good to go. And really, that's about it for this video. I just wanted to show you down and dirty what this experience was like. I look forward to showing this off in a future studio tour, but for now, just don't hold your breath because it might take a couple weeks for me to get everything together. Either way, thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and be sure to check out the coupon code I'll have in the video description. As always, thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe if you found this helpful, and we will see you next time. Happy gaming.